All right, so this is a review on D Block Europe's mixtape. I believe it's a mixtape. Yeah. Anyway, there's basically, well, let me get the name of it. It's called The Blueprint: Us versus Them, and the artwork is basically like a blueprint. So when Jay-Z did the Blueprint album, no disrespect to Hove, great MC, great businessman. Don't get it twisted. However, if we're going to talk about artwork in relation to the title of the album or the title of the mixtape or project, I have to say, even I think KRS-One or Beat Boogie Down Productions, they had a album called The Blueprint. Do you see what I'm saying? And it weren't similar to what D Block Europe have right here. Now, I'm not comparing them in terms of artistry. I'm just comparing in terms of artwork. Yeah? So don't get mad at me in the comment section. I'm just doing a comparison in terms of the artwork. All right? So yeah, and I actually like the artwork. Yeah, I think it's a phenomenal artwork because you do see ads, young ads, should I say, and I believe Dirtbag LB, is that how you pronounce his name? Or LB Dirtbag? I don't know, let me figure this out properly. Yeah, Dirtbag LB. But anyway, so there is basically 29 tracks. I can see why they did that. Young Girls 29. Yeah, so there is the song Destiny, then there's Birds Are Chirping, then there's Cartier Rings, then there is Shame on Me, then there's Top Tie, then there's Michelin Star featuring Steph London, then there's We Won. Oh, look at that. Well, I'll explain this in a minute. Anyway, then there's Mr. Mysterious, then there's Percocet, then there's Last Night in Marbella, which I just believe is just Dirtbag LB. Then there's Proud, which I believe is just the Young Ads. And then there's All the Time. Then there's Plain Jane. Then there's Whistle. Then there's Codeine and Fashion. Then there's Drunk, Fuck, Stupid. Then there's Last Night in Paris, which I believe is just Young Ads. Then there's Table Manners. Then there's UFO featuring H. Then there's Blessed and Destined. Technically, I have to say there's 28 tracks that I listen to anyway, because the one track that is missing, from this mixtape or project is Fast Horses featuring Ray. It's blocked out, can't listen to it. I don't know why, but it is what it is. Then you got Galag, yeah. Which I believe is just Dirtbag LB and El Pino. Little Pino. I think it's just those two. I mean, it's still D Block Europe, isn't it? Anyway. Then there's Tutorial. Then there is She Saw featuring Sino. They said their name in the thing and now I can't remember it. Oh well. Then there's Big B, which I believe is just Young Ads. Then there's OnlyFans. Then there's 322. Then there's GS9. Then there's Pure. Wow. That literally was a mouthful to actually say. But anyway, so obviously with D Block Europe, they're always putting in the work, doing what they're doing. So I'm guessing another mixtape is not gonna happen by the end of the year. Who knows? They probably will. Knowing them, if they put out another 29 tracks, then they're not human. But then again, they haven't put out an album or mixtape all year. So yeah, so kind of was destiny for them to release something of this magnitude. But yeah, with D Block Europe, obviously I heard the song UFO before the mixtape actually landed, and I like that track. It's just, I don't know, there's something about it. But there's some things that we have to address in this when it comes to D Block Europe, but not just D Block Europe, but people in general, right? The one thing that I've noticed with D Block Europe, especially the mixtape as well, is they were mentioning about they're taking drugs or whatever because they're trying to numb the pain of whatever it is that they're going through or were going through. Now, the problem with that is when you take them drugs or take any vices, the problem or that pain is still going to be there. Do you understand? It's still going to be there. It's like if you, I don't know, it's like if you injure yourself, right? Let's say you injure your Achilles tendon or whatever you call it. It's gonna be fucking painful, isn't it? Yeah. But guess what? They give you painkillers, right? Now, does that heal your Achilles tendon? No. It don't. It does not heal your Achilles tendon. The pain is still gonna be there, even the next day, and the next day after that, and the next day after that. Do you understand? So it's a thing of you have to do something in order to heal that. Now, I don't know the actual process in terms of healing the Achilles tendon, but in general, when it comes to illness or any injury, really, you have to do. In fact, I'll just say this. Yeah, it's about consuming the right nutrients for your body, because you see, the body is a magical instrument. That's right, it's a magical instrument. When you consume the right nutrients for your system, I guarantee you, yeah, that those pains, any pain that you go through, it will heal. Even the mental type of pains and the spiritual type of pains. Because they are those pains too. And I guess that's why some people would end up taking drugs to, you see what I mean? Like, I get why, you know what I mean? But I'm trying to say, if you really want to get over that pain, and knowing that you're forking out a lot of money, really, think about it. And then imagine what you could spend that money on things that you really are passionate about. Do you see what I mean? There's levels to this, but it's all about knowing or having a blueprint. Because you see, where I normally do, I take one song if it's in context or out of context, it is what it is. And I'm going to just talk about the blueprint of fucking life, yeah? And it says us versus them, because that's generally what it can feel like. Because even there was a time in my life where I felt like it's me versus everyone in this fucking world, yeah? And everyone was against me and shit. I don't know how that feeling. But anyway, fuck it. So I never took drugs, so but one thing I have learned is how to deal with my problems and my emotions effectively. Like before, I didn't know how to really deal with my emotions. I thought I was dealing with my emotions, but I was just an emotional fucking, piece of shit bag, really. Angry all the time. Get me? Not just angry all the time, but always reacting in an emotional way. Not like crying or anything, but like, man was angry, innit? You know what I mean? Like there's literally no need for it, because even when you're in those moments of being angry, or when I was in those moments of being angry, guess what's happening? The problem is not being solved. But when I'm calm, when I'm collected, and I'm thinking from a logical standpoint, 9 out of 10 times, those problems, they're not really problems anymore. You see what I mean? Because I know, but I'm thinking, all right, boom. If I do this, if I do that, that will help solve this problem. All right, maybe we'll solve it on a short-term basis, but if I do this and that, then it will solve the problem long-term. And do you see what I mean? And I don't even worry about the problem being solved or not. I'm confident that the problem will be solved because I'm literally taking action. Do you see what I mean? So this is why I strongly recommend that you click the link in the description box below where it says become a member of the Thealkebulantrust. Because when you do that, you get access to online courses such as healthcare, and that's where we're going to learn how to manage your mental health and strengthen it like you strengthen your physical health. But on top of that, you get access to online courses such as, in that same course to do with healthcare, you also learn how to deal with your mental health, like in terms of learning how to manage your emotions and your problems effectively without fatal consequences to self or others, to produce the desired results that you actually want and you need via short term and also long term. All right. Now, Also, I do want to say as well, on top of that, you will no longer have the feeling that people are against you. Do you see what I mean? You're going to start to realize that people are for you and they're there to help you. It's amazing how your mindset changes once certain situations happen. But anyway, back to this EP or not EP. It's long about EP. I don't necessarily have a favorite, but I do like UFO, Fiction H. I don't know the song about that track. Also, I do like the one with Steph London. I'm going to mention as well because I mentioned in a different review. I don't know if you've seen it. It's the one with Heady One, and I slightly mentioned about I've never seen a mixtape or not mixtape. I've never seen an album where a male artist features a female rapper or whatever. In this case, they did, but technically, Steph London wasn't rapping. You see what I mean? And I can't even really consider D Block Europe as rapping. Really, it's like a melodic type of thing. I can't really explain it. But anyway, you let me know what your favorite tracks are on this mixtape. Let me know. Leave your answer in the comment section below. And remember, listen, what we're doing. Oh, nearly forgot. I'm gonna give this like an 8 out of 10. Yeah, I would just like them to talk about other things other than. But then again, it's their life, isn't it? So let me not do that. But I'll still give it 8 out of 10 anyway. Also, the link is in the description box below. Go stream that, go stream that, go stream that. And another thing is, what we're doing at the Thealkebulantrust is rebuilding the infrastructure in the African and Caribbean diaspora. Yeah, so what we're trying to do is trying to alleviate certain problems that you have been consistently seeing ever since slavery and all that stuff there. And it would help create a particular, because there's a particular blueprint that we want to follow. We don't want to go into that too much detail right now, but if you make a donation by the link in the description box below where it says make a donation, you get you can make a donation of any amount, and as time will progress and the donations keep on coming, then we'll be able to update you properly and let you know exactly the type of blueprint that we're trying to follow, but also create in terms of a thing where, you know, these problems that's happening within the African and Caribbean diaspora will no longer happen. Do you see what I mean? Yeah, this is not a short-term fix, but a long-term fix. So I need you to remember that. This isn't a short-term fix. This is a long-term fix. All right? So if you've got any questions, any topics you'd like for us to discuss on the videos, leave that in the comment section below. And remember, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell notification, because you never know the video you suggest might just be next.